Welcome back everyone to another episode of Sailing EV. And in this episode, myself and the Coast Guard assist a boat that's been badly beached. And unfortunately the boat was a complete write-off at the end of the day, insurance-wise, and it's quite a story. So let's get into it. I just heard a pan on the radio. Prescott Coast Guard radio I contacted them, and there's a vessel in distress called Lost in Time right off my port bow here. All right, welcome back guys to another episode of Sailing EV, and in this episode we are going to make attempt number 3 to sail across Lake Ontario. Now, the conditions are a lot different today. There's a nice brisk wind of about 8 knots coming out of the northeast, and this time those of you who've been watching, you know, I've got stuck now twice trying to get out of this marina. This time I'm gonna plot my course and see if I can make it out. I'm gonna do that in the dinghy first, and then if it's possible, I'm gonna make attempt number 3. All right, let's do it. Okay, so the prognosis is good. I found a path out the canal. So at one point it's a little sketchy. It's right at where she sits right now, like the depth. So I'm not sure. I mean, it's right on the edge at one point. So if I do get caught there, at least I can just kedge a little further and I'll be okay. So the problem is there's no wind now, of course, right? And I'm thinking, and the wind's supposed to get calmer, so it would be literally a motor across the lake, and that's 7 hours of motoring, which is quite a bit of effort. Good news is tomorrow the winds turn around and it comes all the way back. There's like maybe 20 knots of wind, 15 knots of wind coming this way, so the return journey would be fine, right? I just it's a little bit concerned because now there's no wind. So I'm gonna go look at windy.com and see what's up, and take a look at all 3 of the models and try to get an idea of what's actually happening out there. There could be a bit of a breeze out there, enough to get me across, you know. It's too bad I don't have the spinnaker pole for this boat. That never came with the boat. When I bought it, there was no spinnaker pole. If I had the spinnaker pole, you know, I could fly the spinnaker, and this would be a perfect day for it. So that would have got me across the lake for sure, because if there's a 5 knot breeze and you have your spinnaker up, it's no problem, right? You'll do 4 or 5 knots in 5 knots of wind. So not sure what to do. I'm gonna go think about it. All right, so let's take a look at the conditions here on windy.com. And this is the GFS model. Let's take a look here. So it's saying 5 knots, you know, heading in the direction I'm going, basically. Problem is it dies off. This is Saturday. This is today, Saturday at 9 a.m. That's 10 a.m. See it? And the wind switches. So by 1 p.m. there's 6 knots of wind on my nose, which isn't good. That's not going to help me. But as we get to 2, it increases to 16 knots, and that's actually a good direction. That might be able to do it. So looks like I can actually achieve this if I can get it out. So I think I'm gonna cook some breakfast and just get out there and see what happens. Oh, we made it out. I forgot to record. Pretty bumpy ride. I'm only doing 2.5 knots. Waves are pretty big out here. Look at this. Whoa. I'm really beating into it. I don't think I can make any headway this way, to be honest. That's worth it. Alright, so I've made it out. And got a 3rd reef in on the mainsail and a tiny scrap. Genoa out, we're doing 4.5 knots. Waves are pretty big right now. just the distance between the waves was really small, so we're beating into the wind. Going in the wrong direction, which is kind of disappointing. The wind is very strong, you know, gusting to 20 knots, averaging 15. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay on this tack, which is heading in probably the wrong direction, you know, down towards Oswego, you know, southeast, when I really need to go southwest. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay on this tack for a bit, check the weather, and see what the latest update is. And I'm gonna go on a tack and head to Toronto, which will give me a pretty good tack to get, you know, in closer to Toronto. And at that point, I'm gonna make the decision if I'm gonna do the crossing or not. I just don't feel comfortable right yet. This is my first sail this season, and I just want to make sure everything's, you know, 100% safe. The radio's on, everything's cool, I'm in no immediate danger, everything's tied down, everything seems to be working good. I think I could have done a better job reefing the mainsail, just haven't done it in a while. So anyway, I'm just getting my sea legs back. Very happy I'm out here, very thankful that I'm here sailing on this beautiful lake, and I just couldn't be happier. Okay, so I just heard a pan on the radio. Prescott Coast Guard radio I contacted them, and there's a vessel in distress called Lost in Time right off my port bow here. I'm gonna be there in about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna assist. I'm gonna try and get in close to the shore and anchor, and go by dinghy and see if there's anything I can do. But I'm heading for them right now, so I'll check in with you guys in a second here. Alright, so I've located the vessel that's stranded. They're right off my bow. I'm gonna be there in about 10 minutes, and I've talked to the Coast Guard. I got the sails up and the motor. I'm doing about 6 knots, heading right for them. I'm just going to watch my depth here. I'm at 60 feet. I don't want to get stranded like them, right? So I'm just gonna go in and assess the situation. I can see another boat just on the shore here heading there as well. They're a power boat, so they might be able to actually assist a little easier. But at this point, I'm just gonna kind of go in, watch my depth, and assess the situation. Alright, so there's the vessel there. Now I don't want to go too crazy here and get stuck myself, so I'm gonna anchor right now and dinghy in and see what happens. Alright guys, so I'm near the vessel that's in distress. They're right over there, hard on the rocks. Now it's pretty shallow here, so I don't want to go too crazy here. So I'm taking the sails down, the motor's on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get in as far as I can, drop my anchor, drop the dinghy, and go in and see if I can assist. Alright, that's the plan, let's do it. Alright, so I'm safely anchored, I think. I'm going to head over to the boat and see if I can assist. Alright, let's do it. The waves are really big, so I'm a bit concerned about it. Don't want to drag anchor and get stuck myself, but it should be okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I think my boat's safe. I'm not dragging if I can see it from here, so I think I'll be okay, but I'm gonna see if I can get in and get a line to these guys. You guys, give me a line. You got a line? Come on, let's go. Somebody give me a line. I'll try to tow you off. Fucking pretty hard to ground. It's okay though. Okay, let's get the line ready for when the boat gets here. Right? Let's stretch a big line and see what we can do. Yeah, it looks pretty rough, man.
A little later on in this video, I'll be explaining how this guy got into this situation. But as I arrived on the scene here, I realized the situation was pretty brutal. You can see that his propellers were just smashing off the beach there. So I was really worried about water ingress. So even if I did pull them off, I like they'd be in a sinking situation. So I wasn't sure what to do here, but nevertheless, I thought it was prudent to see they are floating there. The boat is rocking side to side. So I decided to use the power of the engine to maybe tow them off a bit and at least try something. You know, get their anchor out, use their electric windlass, something, anything. And I wasn't very successful, unfortunately. This boat seems to be really, really badly stuck and beached.
Throw me a line. I'm gonna try and get in closer here. I don't know if I have the power to move a big boat like this, but we're gonna try. I mean, at least I can get the line to a bigger boat. So I talked to the Coast Guard, and there's another power boat coming. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give it a try and see what I can do. But if not, at least I can pass them a line, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just chuck her at me. I'll get in closer.
Guys, I can't stress to you how important it is to have the right gear. This boat is a very heavy boat, and they had a tiny electric windlass on it that really didn't do anything. I'm not sure why people don't think about these sort of things, but you need to have the right gear. So I at least gave it a try. I dropped their anchor, and it just didn't work.
All right, so we at least got an anchor. Maybe we can set an anchor and they can just catch themselves, right? No one's fucking doing anything. These guys are just sitting there partying. I'm like, your boat's getting smashed on the rocks. I don't know why they didn't do this before. Blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. All right, guys, just a recap. This vessel right here, it's hard on the rocks. And there's a crew of maybe 8 people there. I called the Coast Guard, talked to them. They said a vessel's coming inbound, and there they are right there. And they're coming in, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. I'm safely anchored and not dragging, which is great news. I have one anchor down. Wind conditions now are about 15 knots of wind. Wave conditions are about 3 to 4 feet coming out of the southeast. So it's gonna be interesting to see how these guys get off here. I mean, I got there and they were all eating pizza, sitting there doing nothing, and I was like, yo, pass me a line, or you know, throw your anchor out, use your windlass. But you know, that didn't work, so unfortunately. Anyway, I'm safe. That's what I'm concerned about right now. I don't want to do anything to my vessel. I am in a little close. It's a little worrisome, but I'm okay at this point. I'm not dragging or anything. So the Coast Guard's gonna get here in a second, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. All right, here come the Coast Guard, and there's a kiteboarder surfing behind them. Anyway, we'll see what happens. How you doing today? Hey, so I'm safe, I'm good, my boat's fine. You want me to get a line to them?
Is that your vessel?
No.
Okay, we're trying to figure out what we need to do now, because you know the depth of the water in there?
Yes. It's at, it shoals up at about 6 feet, about 14 feet off. So depths of 15 feet up until about 20 feet off, and then you're down to 6 feet. Okay, rocky. Anything I can do to help, just tell me. That's my vessel right there. I'm safe.
If you need some help, so I'll let you know.
Copy that. Yeah. All right, so they're just deciding as to what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna hang out and assist them if need be, and we'll kind of go from there.
I'm going to give you all of this one, and we're going to join in, and then you're going to be actually towing the line in there from us.
Understood. I'm gonna try and get right in front here. All right, so the Coast Guard's giving me a line, and I'm spooling it out. We're gonna get to this boat.
Trying this to do it.
Yep, no worries.
We'll have you take the line in that way and fasten it to them first, and then trail it out to us, just to be sure we have enough.
Understood. Yeah. Once you guys are ready, chuck the line in here.
Get that on one of their main cleats.
Okay.
And we're going to give you all of this one, and we're going to join it, and then you're going to be actually towing the line in there from us instead.
Understood. I'm going to try and get right in front here. Yeah, because I didn't see how you guys would get in there. Maybe I can try again. Here, I'll try again. There you go. Fire real good, brother. All right, so they got the line tied in, and now it's up to the Coast Guard. So this will be interesting. You want me to try and lift your anchor up? Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna try and lift their anchor up. All right, guys, so I'm on scene here, and it's not looking good for the guys, I must say. They're hard aground, and this boat's just not powerful enough to get them off the beach. So I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna go check on my boat, but my boat's right here. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to get off, which is sad. You know, it's a nice boat, and it's just too bad. All right, guys, so I'm back aboard Evie, and everything's fine here. I'm still anchored, and I'm okay, but they are not doing good. Looks like the line broke or something. Yeah, the line broke. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You can see they're dragging it's broken the cleat on their boat, which is really bad. It means the boat's damaged. I'm not exactly sure what's the next thing to do. Man, that looks like they just broke their Samson post. So I don't think there's much that can be done here. They're gonna have to call a bigger boat, a more powerful towboat, because they're hard aground. It looks like they've broken their Samson post. Now I'm gonna go talk to the guys, and looks like the rope broke. Damn it! I don't think there's much they can do. I mean. It's a little scary to see. If you look down right here, you can see the bottom. I mean, look at that. Crazy. Anyway, the weather's calmed down quite a bit, so it's not so bad, but it's unfortunate. Yeah, it looks like they're hard aground. This is a big deal. That if a storm blows up now, they're done. The boat's just going to be pulverized on the beach, which is not good. And I don't think there's much more that they can do, other than get another towboat. So I mean, I'm okay here. I think I'm gonna go ashore and get a couple shots and see exactly what's happening. Oh, there's the Coast Guard leaving. Unfortunately, they were not successful in getting this boat off the rocks. They're taking on water now, apparently, and they're hard aground. I'm gonna take the dinghy in and see if there's anything else I can do. I mean, maybe they can stuff towels and use bilge pumps to take some of the water out and order a larger boat, but it's unfortunate. All right.
So when I talked to the captain of this vessel, he said to me that he left the marina and on 2 engines and was hugging the shoreline a little bit, which I think was a big mistake. So his first engine failed, and overheated and started smoking, so he was down to one engine. And because he was going into these huge waves and wind, these 20-knot gusts, the boat just got closer and closer into the shoreline. And he said he chose to beach the boat right here.
All right, guys, so I'm here waiting for the salvage guys to come and get this boat out, and it's about to get dark. And if you look here, looks like there's some squalls coming in here, and I'm in a pretty precarious anchorage. As much as I'd like to stick around and document them salvaging this boat, I don't think it's going to be a possibility. The reason is because I always like to play it safe, and I don't want to risk anything. So I've got some really great footage, and I'm very happy with what I've got here, and it's time to leave. It looks like there's heavy squalls coming in. I'm going to quickly check the weather, but look, it's dark, ominous clouds, and I'm in a very shallow area here. If the anchor chain broke or something, I'd be on those rocks within 5 minutes. So the smart thing to do right now is to start the engine, up the anchor, and go back in. So I'm gonna end this video now. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave me a comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.